Hey guys, I'm WWII here. And today I'm coming back at you with another Minifig Co. haul. And as you might have noted from a previous haul video from Minifig Co. that I recently did on some Vietnam War minifigures, these guys are actually not straight from the Minifig Co. Instead of that, as I said in the previous video, I knew someone who was getting rid of his TMC collection, so I thought that it might be great to step in and see if he had anything I wanted. And there are quite a few things that I got, and here are some of the famous generals, I guess we can call them, that I got from the Minifig Co. in that haul. A lot of good stuff. So why don't we start off with someone who is iconic. I mean, all of these people are famous or infamous for their own reasons, but here we have General Patton, of course, of the United States from World War II. And I think that the best part of this minifigure are his dual pistol pouches that he was, kind of iconic for on the battlefield. When commanding, he would wear those. So that's really awesome to see. I think that the whole figure, all in all, is very actually well done. I think that the suit, especially the combination of kind of this olive jacket with the dark tan and brown pants slash boots, works really well. It's a really good combination. I actually think that this is, a very rare time where I think that a full olive figure might have actually been worse. As you guys might have gathered from some previous videos, generally, when I see olive, I like to see figures kind of full in olive because I think that it looks the best and it's the most useful or pragmatic use of the olive color because, as you guys know, olive has a shortage in terms of parts. But I think that this figure is a perfect example of a time when mixing, an olive torso with some dark tan leg pieces actually works out and works really well. Something else that I love to see is this really nice helmet with his 3 stars, and then of course this pretty awesome head, as you can see. Now, of course, I would be remiss and would be, the comments would tell me that I did something wrong if I did not show the back of the figure, as I have forgotten a couple times before. Not recently, but there have been a few times where I haven't turned the figures around, and some people have said, "Let's see the back." But anyways, as you can see, this is a pretty plain back, nothing very special. But all in all, great figure, great for this haul. I will probably do a Minifigure Monday episode on him. I might be switching my Minifig Mondays into a new format with a new title. I'm not entirely sure what I'm thinking, but keep an eye out for those in the future. They might be under a new title and it might not be on Mondays. I probably have a further announcement on that coming soon. I guess switching it up, not sticking to the American theme, what we have next is Joseph Stalin. As you can see right here, of course, he was the leader of the Soviet Union. I think it's pretty clear to say, or pretty clear to remember. I don't think that many people don't know who that is. I have heard that this uniform isn't very accurate to what he actually wore in pictures. So I'm not really going to comment that. I don't really know anything about this uniform, so I wouldn't be able to help you guys. If any of you do know kind of what is right or wrong about this uniform, go ahead and let me know. That would be very appreciative because I'm not exactly very well versed on that subject. But, it's an interesting figure from history that I think is good for a collection. So I think that that's why, I kind of picked it up. It's not really, the most highly detailed or intricate figure. So, whether it's worth the price is kind of up to the person who's buying it. I didn't pay much above retail, so I'm pleased with that. But other than that, I don't really think there's much more that I can say about this figure. And then, so moving on, I guess, to the final figure, what we have is Dwight Eisenhower here. I'm going to take off his hat first so you guys can see the face. As you can see, very iconic face, and then, of course, his cap. So what I think, oh, he's not centered. What I think is so great about this figure is I just really like how suits look on minifigures. I might have been talking earlier about how much I like how Patton's looks, but I really do like how suits look on minifigures. I think that they really do look great, and they make them look very spiffy. It's great to see that the patch is on Eisenhower's arm, and then of course it's just a suit, so there's not a lot of detail otherwise to go on with this figure. I think something important to note about this one in specific, or specifically this figure, is that it's clearly color shifted. As you can see, it's printed on a dark tan body and dark tan leg pieces. So that is something to note. Of course, you're not going to have that continuity and color that some people really, really enjoy in their figures. But, you know, to get this authentic kind of uniform color or suit color that you see here for him, I think that it was necessary to do that color shift. So, you know, it came out well. And I think that as long as your color shifting comes out well, I don't have an issue with it. I know that I've talked about color shifting a lot in the past on mainly Brickmania figures, and I know that it's produced a mixed bag of comments about color shifting, but for this figure specifically, I think it works great. So that kind of wraps up this portion of the haul, and this wraps up just essentially the entire haul from this collector that I got. If you watched the previous video, you'll know that in total, including these figures, I got 7 figures from this collector, 4 Vietnam, and then these 3 generals. I was most pleased about getting these 3 generals, and then also this figure, if you'll remember from my last video, mainly due to the fact that these I don't think will ever be produced again, or at least won't be produced probably in the near-term future. I could see figures like Patton and Stalin and Eisenhower coming back at some point, but I don't think it'll be very soon. I mean, I think that the earliest that these could come back would honestly be probably a year or 2. There's just so many other requests that TMC has to get to first before they redo a figure, especially a figure that's named and that has a small run. All of these guys were limited, so once they're gone, they're gone. You know, I missed out on them, but I'm glad to finally have them in the collection. But other than that, before I make this haul video too long, as always, guys, like, comment, subscribe, do all the normal stuff, and I'll catch you next time.